Boom, what's going on, guys? How is everybody doing? Promise here, bringing you some more StarCraft 2 Heart of the Swarm replays. Now, it's, previous to other videos, I've said this many times, guys, and I really, truly do apologize. I've just been doing a lot more live streaming on my Twitch channel. I've been doing a lot of things with the new team that I've joined, which is, of course, Clarity Gaming, so make sure you check them out, claritygaming.com. Check their Twitter, their Facebook, all that good stuff. It's just been a lot of stuff, and I woke up one day, I think it was yesterday actually, and I told myself, okay, Promise, you need to put up some more YouTube content. You did it for like a month, you completely stopped. You were like one of the few people who are actually putting up HOTS replays early on of some of the most accomplished pros in Wings of Liberty. And I kind of told myself, okay, I should probably be doing this again, and that's kind of where I'm at now. So I will be doing more coverage, guys, of Heart of the Swarm. I promise, no pun intended. I've been getting a lot of cool replays from a lot of pros. So, without any further ado, let's just go ahead and talk about who we have playing in this match. Straight out of the bat, at the 6 o'clock position, we have our Red Zerg. A lot of people might know who this is. A pretty well accomplished player. Has a lot of pretty successful results early on in StarCraft 2. A little bit... not so much later on, just because, Koreans started playing this game. But in fact, it is going to be MTW DIMAGA, who is now currently teamless. So any teams out there, European-based teams, I would probably say, just because he's on that side of the world, talk to this guy. He's definitely a strong, just a very consistent and fun Zerg player to watch and to cast. Now, his opponent on the left side, not a lot of people are going to know who this guy is. I don't know who it is, to be quite honest, with every single one of you guys. But I was told, rumor has it, that this is LofHavoC, who is a Korean Terran. Now, if I look at this name, I would assume it's maybe European. I would not assume it's Korean. I mean, LOF or Elof, whatever, Havoc, just looks like some kind of European, but it's definitely Korean, so should be a lot of fun. I was told he's actually very good. He's very highly ranked right now in the HOTS Beta Grandmaster. So DIMAGA against Havoc should be definitely a lot of fun and a pretty high skilled match. Now, so far, let's talk about the openings. We're just seeing a very standard here from DIMAGA. We're seeing the 15 hatch, followed here by the spawning pool. This is kind of what you do in ZvT. If your opponent's going for like a 2-racks, if they're going for something crazy, maybe like a 4-racks SCV pull or a 2-racks SCV pull, you're going to be in some trouble unless you have some amazing drone micro, which DIMAGA probably has. So completely wipe what I just said. But Havoc is not doing that. Havoc's going straight up to this command center. If you look at the protection tab, we see a barracks already completed. So barracks into CC into another barracks. So he is going for an economic opening. Wants to just focus on his economy. A little bit of an Overlord scout here coming in, try to scout the expansion here for DIMAGA. That's going to get denied. If we just look at the vision of DIMAGA. Okay, so DIMAGA knows what's going on. He knows that there's an expansion for his opponent. Now we'll see what the follow-up's going to be. His minerals are actually getting pretty high. The second natural is going to finish, and there is a third command center coming up from Havoc. Ooh la la, man. This guy is, I don't know, this possibly can be like a mech transition, but definitely a lot of economy. 2 racks. I mean, if DIMAGA was going to go for something like a super aggressive Baneling bust with some gas, which, is obviously not the case just because he has not taken any gas yet, Havoc might be in some trouble. But we'll have to see what tech's going to follow up here for the Terran player. It looks like it's going to be a factory here in the production tab. So Widow Mines or Hellions are definitely going to be a few options early game here for Havoc. DIMAGA right now doesn't really have to worry about too much aggression because he spotted this expansion. And definitely not going to have to worry about any aggression because, I mean, a third CC, 4 minutes into the game. So DIMAGA is just going to get his economy. I mean, there was 10 drones in the production so far. If you look at the units count, comparing Harvesters with 35 drones compared to the 22 SCVs, DIMAGA going to go ahead and grab some gas. 4 very quick gases. This can be a few options. Mutalisks are very possible. Infestors are another option here for DIMAGA. Of course, if he's adding like 2 evolution chambers to get his upgrades, I would assume it's most likely going to be some sort of heavy ling infestor composition here for the Russian Zerg. Now back home for LofHavoC, we'll have to see if he wants to hit some sort of a timing. Adding on another barracks, actually 2 more barracks being added right now from HavoC. And what is coming out of these, or out of this factory? We're going to see a pair of Hellions. Okay, so what you see a lot in the TvZ metagame, or what I've seen, is a lot of Hellbats. Hellbats are so frustrating for Zerg players to deal with. Man, I mean, if you want to defend it as a Zerg, you need roaches. So many Zerg players have become, or they've put themselves in the routine of making lings, making banelings to defend any kind of early pressure. But if HavoC gets up to like 6 Hellions and gets an armory to go ahead and transform them into battle Hellions, DIMAGA might be in some trouble. But I mean, production tab for Dima right now, we're seeing a Roach Warren, we're seeing a Lair, we're seeing the double evolution chambers. So I still have a pretty good hunch that this is going to be some infestor play coming out from DIMAGA. So many queens out right now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 queens for DIMAGA. Really going to start to be extremely aggressive here with the creep spread. Definitely very important. Very nice job just to give yourself a little bit of vision to see where your army or your opponent's army composition might be, and just to get a little bit of a peek to see you know, what his army is consisting of. Now HavoC going up to these Widow Mines. This is going to be such cool play. Widow Mines have kind of been used defensively. A lot of Terran players like to just, I mean, for example, let's talk about the map. You can put Widow Mines like here. You can put Widow Mines over here just to have a little bit of vision. And they do a pretty good amount of damage. I mean, their missile, I believe, still does splash damage. So Widow Mines definitely a cool little addition here for the Terran army. But the Overseer gets in the main base. We'll be able to spot everything. Sees the barracks. Sees the factory, of course. Sees even the starport. Might even see this theStC, DIMAGA. That's actually such a crucial scout for DIMAGA, knowing that his opponent's on 3 bases. He might even play a little bit greedy for himself. I mean, he's taking a 3rd, maybe even take a 4th, DIMAGA. Your opponent, he has just been out macroing, to be quite honest. I mean, economy, 42 to 61. DIMAGA has an advantage in harvesters, but this theStC has been up for quite some time for HavoC. Now, we're going to see, if you look at the units count for our players, 4 Hellions, 2 Marauders, 7 Marines. So HavoC still hasn't really, you know, got a scary army, but now these medevacs are going to be on the field. And once you have medevacs, you are going to be free to do some sort of a timing. DIMAGA still being very aggressive with his creep spread. Units count for DIMAGA. He's going to go into Roaches. Hydra Den has actually been thrown down for DIMAGA as well, getting that new upgrade, the Muscular Augments, of course, which gives Hydralisk speed off of creep. I believe it's 25%. Let me just go ahead and look at that. Yes, indeed it is. So Hydra Roach composition has become pretty strong here for ZvT, but we're going to have a little bit of a drop here at the 3rd expansion of DIMAGA. DIMAGA needs to react, sending in some queens and some roaches. Is it going to be enough? Looks like it will be. HavoC, excuse me, just going to lift up, knowing that that's a lot of roaches. He doesn't have enough units in that one singular medevac to really do anything, but he's going to play a little bit of games here with DIMAGA. Not going to fly home, just going to drop 3 Marines. Immediately DIMAGA is going to react, sending in the army. Mainly queens and roaches. Hydras are not going to be on the field for DIMAGA, 8 to be exact. But HavoC kind of doing, you know, what he has to do with these kinds of positions. You want to be able to try to do as much medevac drops as possible, and that's exactly what we're seeing coming out here from HavoC. Meanwhile, he's just been macroing, getting more bio, getting his upgrades. 1-1 is actually going to finish here very soon for our Terran player. And this might be a little bit of a push out, but at the same time, DIMAGA getting a push out as well. Hive is in the production tab for DIMAGA. Super quick Hive. So we'll see what he can make happen, but HavoC doesn't seem like he's going to go for a push. He just wants to kill these destructible rocks to go ahead and take a 4th expansion. DIMAGA 135 supply to 127. Looks like HavoC going to stim. 1-1 is almost completed, but DIMAGA, these queens are going to die. Oh my god, what a great pickoff here for HavoC. And DIMAGA now is going to lose it a lot of supply, but in the production tab, we are still seeing upgrades. We are still seeing Hydras. We are seeing 2 additional hatcheries coming down for DIMAGA. One's going to be a macro hatch, of course, and the other one's going to be this frontal 4th position. But let's look at, just the units count. 6 Battle Hellions, 8 Marauders, 21 Marines. So HavoC, very heavy on the Marines. His upgrades are completed. DIMAGA mainly going for Roach Hydra. His Hive is going to finish. So it's very possible that DIMAGA is going to be transitioning into Ultralisks here in the mid to late stages of the game. But HavoC has a crazy Bioforce. I mean, if DIMAGA had Infestors, that would do so much damage. But it looks like DIMAGA going to engage here. Stimming is going to be HavoC, and that's actually a lot of units for DIMAGA. These Hydras able to deal that extra amount of DPS, but HavoC, I don't think he's going to win this engagement because DIMAGA is going to pop 19 additional roaches, but he's just aggressive on the map. Creep can be a little bit more eliminated here for DIMAGA. HavoC not really scanning. Looks like he's going to try to pick off this hatchery. Nice little stutter step here from the Terran player. Will be successful and just going to lift out of there. And of course, if you guys didn't know, the Medivacs have that new ability called Ignite Afterburners, which is basically Superman speed, man. You just... Medivacs don't die when you have that Ignite Afterburners ability. So DIMAGA kind of in a little bit of trouble right now. HavoC dropping once again into the third expansion of DIMAGA. He will be able to react this time. So nice little defense there from DIMAGA. We're going to see a pretty far expansion for Dima towards that right side of the map. But this is a huge map. You can really allow yourself to be able to take this expansion. Another drop. HavoC is just so aggressive in this matchup. Able to multitask at the same time. I mean, the supply count is very, very close. 179 to 162. Let's see the structures back home for HavoC. He has a lot of barracks, man. He has another command center completed. Has a good amount of minerals. Might even just want to float over that command center once he gets it into an orbital. That's exactly what he's doing. Now, DIMAGA's economy, 76 to 67. DIMAGA is on 4 bases. This actually got killed, so that's a nice little pick-off here for HavoC. Actually, a huge pick-off. DIMAGA has been pinned on 3 bases for quite some time, and here comes that push. HavoC with a pretty nice supply compared to DIMAGA. Actually 5 up right now, and his 2-2 is not done yet. But it looks like the engagement going to come down before that even happens, and DIMAGA will be able to do some more damage here with the roaches and the hydras. Vipers are going to be here. He can obviously use the blinding cloud. Interesting there from DIMAGA, really trying to get the blinding cloud onto the bio. Maybe a little bit of lag, I'm not sure, but HavoC gets the hell out of there, man. I mean, blinding cloud, you are blind, you can't see anything. Excuse me, I actually missed the drop here. So HavoC picking off yet another hatchery from DIMAGA. So this guy's multitasking is off the charts, guys. He is doing such a good job of keeping DIMAGA in his side of the map, forcing another cancel in the hatchery. DIMAGA will be able to come in to clean up the remaining amount of bio, or HavoC might just lift. Looks like he's just going to do that. One Marauder, unfortunately, not going to be able to fly out there with their buddies. Another drop in the left side of the map. It looks like HavoC going to try to pick off yet another hatchery. Another drones being pulled off the mineral line here for DIMAGA. DIMAGA hasn't really been able to be aggressive at all. Another drop, actually, a Widow Mine, excuse me, but this drop is going to take out another hatchery. This is like the 5th hatchery that DIMAGA has lost in this game. Another drop in the main base, man. HavoC playing so good. I mean, let's look at this guy's APM. 276 right now compared to 144 of DIMAGA. So his Koreanness is kicking in. And he's secured a 4th expansion of his own, continuing to make the Battle Hellions back home. We're just seeing so much in the production tab. I mean, upgrades, Battle Hellions, Marauders, Marines, Medivacs, upgrades. I mean, let's compare upgrades. If we look at DIMAGA, look at the bio. Actually, let me go ahead and grab one of these. 2-1 for HavoC. Now, for Dima, we see 2-2, so a little bit of an upgrade advantage here for DIMAGA. The problem is going to be this army composition, and HavoC needs to split. Looks like DIMAGA going to get some blinding cloud off this bio, but that is so much from HavoC. These hydras not going to be able to do any damage. Not enough roaches. So many hydras. And now we're going to see a huge supply count right now from HavoC. 189 to 150. DIMAGA trying to split the hydras, but again, HavoC is splitting the bio so nicely. Vipers, of course, out of energy, and DIMAGA falling down to 118, 111 supply. And just like that, we're going to see HavoC take the game over former MTW player DIMAGA. Great game by HavoC. Amazing display of multitasking with his medevac drops. I hope you guys enjoyed the cast. There's going to be so many more of these guys in the future, so stay tuned. Check out the YouTube. Good luck, have fun, and stay safe.